Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video, and today we're doing a 1,000 kilometer review of my TARMAC SL7 and all the components I have on this bike and everything I changed about it. Want to kind of give you guys some insight on some details about the wheels, about how the bike is ridden with me, some of the components I had on aftermarket, and just kind of go over everything I'm feeling with the bike. I got pretty much, I want to say almost 750 miles, so it's over 1,000 kilometers, but I made some changes to what I originally had on there, and also I made some changes actually just today that I want to tell you about, but mainly focus on the drive wheels, and then I'll talk a little bit about the TARMAC SL7 platform as well that I've been riding. And as you guys know, you guys might say I'm biased, but I absolutely love the bike. But we'll get into all the details and so everything like that. But give me 1 second. Okay, so first and foremost, let me address the TARMAC SL7. This was an SL7 Pro frame set that I did a custom build up on with the Ultegra 12-speed Grupo. For me, the bike has performed phenomenally. Again, we are mainly flats. I want to say over my 35 to 40 mile rides, we usually only have about, I want to say maybe 200 feet of climbing or something like that. Very minimal, so I prefer more of an aero bike. If I did have the option between a modern Venge or a modern TARMAC, I probably would go Venge just because I like the aggressive look of the aerodynamic bikes. But the TARMAC SL7 has been more than that. It's been very comfortable, a very good bike for vertical compliancy. I'm very comfortable on the bike, no issues there. Plus our roads are very smooth. And also the bike has handled very nice. It's very stiff laterally. When I'm putting down power, I don't feel the bike being loose. I don't feel the bike being flexy at all. The bike feels very, very stiff for me. And again, I'm about 6'1", 200 pounds, and you know, it hasn't been any kind of issues there that I've noticed while riding, while sprinting, while doing anything like that. I haven't hit 1,000 watt sprint yet on this bike. I hit about like a 960 watt sprint, and I'll be honest with you, man, just between me and you guys, I'm still just kind of getting back out there. It's only been about 2 months that I've been on the bike, trying to recoup my legs and everything like that. I'm feeling stronger each time, but by the time we get to the sprint, I'm usually pushing myself on rides that I'm not very used to doing, faster speeds to try to get me up there faster. But by the time we get to the sprint, my legs are cooked. I go to stand up, and I don't got everything that I want as a fresh sprint. So I'm still working on it, but I definitely know within the first or next week or two, I'll probably hit 1,000 watt sprint. So the bike has felt stiff and performed very well for me there. The round handlebars I chose, the round carbon fiber S-Work handlebars, one, because we didn't have any aero bars in there, but two, I aesthetically like the look of them. I think they look really good. I did change out the white Supercast bar tape for a black Supercast bar tape because the white got atrociously filthy within the first, I want to say, 4 rides. And I do ride bare hand, so I try to keep them as clean as possible, but they got super brown, and it just looked very ugly. So I changed out the black bar tape. I did do the no tape on here for the Supercast as well, the no tape hidden, so I know it looks really clean. Everyone wants to know if that holds up or not. I'm telling you, I've done this tape job to multiple people. I do a lot with the Supercast. This stuff, the aftermarket stuff, works really well. It's a very cushiony tape. It has a very wide adhesive strip to it as well. Make sure the bars are cleaned with alcohol before you do it. Wrap the bars tight, but there are no issues. If you ever see your tape spreading right here, it's usually probably because of the fact that, one, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys are maybe leaning too much forward onto your bars, and you're not, your core isn't engaging. You're not engaging your core for itself, and maybe the saddle's too high for you as well. Maybe you should get a smaller bike or a larger bike to accommodate that. But usually what that means is that you're resting here when you should be resting your hoods, and this is pushing this tape forward. I have not had any issues with this. I've done this tape to a bunch of people. They don't have any issues with it either. If you guys are still doubtful whether or not this will work for you, I'm telling you, just try it out. It works really well. I also did change a stem from, this is a 56 TARMAC SL7. This is a 110 stem, S-Work stem. I lowered it today as well to make it a little bit more longer for me because I noticed myself when riding, I found myself more comfortably riding up here on the hoods than here. I felt like I was maxed out. Now I'd ride in the drop slot too. So I'm lowering the stem as we go more and more, and I'm getting more comfortable. The Hammerhead computer, honestly, no issues. I changed the shell of this to white just because I thought it looked cooler with the bike aesthetically, but still no issues there. Haven't had any ride drops. They work good for me. I do about 35, 40 mile rides each time I go out, and no real issues with the Hammerhead at all that I've seen. The battery life is good. Like I said, I'll get about 3 or 4 rides before I have to charge again, so that's fine for me. I'm not a 100-mile guy or whatever, anything crazy. Now, for the wheels, let me get into it. These wheels, the Elite Drive 50D, 50 millimeter depth wheels, disc brake wheels, have been phenomenal for me. My only cons are, one, I would prefer them to be deeper. I wouldn't, they're super lightweight, but I would actually take a weight penalty to be a little bit deeper. One, I prefer the aesthetics. Two, I also prefer the aerodynamic benefit. Like I said, I don't know if you guys really think that the aerodynamics matter or not. I don't care what your opinion is. To me, I feel a difference. It's easier to maintain my top end speed. There's more rolling mass there. I just prefer a little bit deeper dish wheel for South Florida. But the wheels of what these are, for $1,300, I think they are. I get a 15% discount code to you guys. You guys can use it down below. It's a carbon fiber rim, carbon fiber spoke, and they already had the issue with the front hub. Now let me address this. They sent me this setup for free for review, okay? The first wheel they sent me out, I didn't even get to install it on my bike. They said, hey, we noticed that there's an issue with this. The casing in the hub, because it's super lightweight, the way the spokes are ran, the way that this is so light, that the material of the hub has been manipulated, and it caused the bearing to move around, which will cause a little bit of a noise. So I never even got to experience that. They sent me on this wheel, I put it on my bike. I've been riding it now, like I said, for about 1,000 kilometers, or even more than that. No issues. I had one ride, I want to say about 2 weeks ago, where when I was riding at startup speeds very slowly, I heard tick, 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 tick. So I started to get, I started to think about it. I was like, okay, well, maybe this wheel's doing the same exact thing. So I reached out to my contact over at ELITEWHEELS. I told them, hey, I'm hearing a noise. They said, hey, can you take it apart, take a look at it? I said, sure, I can. I work at a bike shop, no problem. For me, the issue was these hub caps on here are actually threaded on to the axle. It's not like a normal DT Swiss wheel. They just pop onto the axle. They actually thread on with a cone wrench or a wrench to tighten them up. So when I removed them off there, they felt very loose. I can almost loosen them up with my fingers because I didn't check them from factory. And then when I actually pulled the axle off from the bearings, just everything was bone dry in there. There was no play in the housing of the hub. There was no play in the bearing. Just everything was very, very bone dry. So I went ahead and re-greased the axle, re-greased the bearings, and then shoved the axle back in there and then tightened up these things pretty nicely as well. And I have not had any issues since. And that's been about 4 rides since that. So I think that solved the problem. I didn't see any movement in the bearing casing, so we should be good there. So that was, and I even asked them, I said, hey, have you guys seen any kind of issues or persisting issues with these wheels since the new wheels sent out? They said no. So, but again, these things have performed very well for me. They are tubeless ready. I'm not running tubes in there. I told you guys I put in the Pirelli plastic tubes, the P0 tubes that you guys can see the black stems on there. And I did the turbo cotton tires. Let me give you my take on those. They're insane. They're super lightweight. I'm gonna knock on some damn wood too because I haven't got a flat. Over 1,000 kilometers with specialized turbo cotton tires that everyone says you get flat tires on. I haven't got a flat, watch, I'm gonna get a flat tomorrow because I'm gonna ride tomorrow. I haven't got a flat tire yet on these things. They're 700 by 24s. I like a skinnier tire. I run at 110, 120 PSI, and I run the plastic tubes in there. No liners, no nothing. I did not get a flat, and I'm so surprised by how little air these things lose over rides. With my normal rubber tubes, I would go to pump them up after each ride, and by the next day from 120 PSI, they'd be down to 100. These things, I won't pump up for like a week, and they'll stay around like 110. I think because the plastic is obviously a tighter casing or whatever it is, it's just no air seeps out, which is great. So I'm very impressed with the quality of those. I'm very impressed with me not getting any flats with these things. As you can see, I got some nicks in here. I mean, but, oh, that's gonna blow. Well, we'll see what happens. I'll keep running it. But nothing yet. 700 by 24 is a dummy right. I love the tires. I'm not looking for comfort. I know cycling is going to be a painful sport. I can endure the pain. I'll take the performance boost there, but amazing. The But yes, the wheels, the Elite drives, I'll tell you this, when I sprint on them, they do feel very, very snappy. They feel responsive. They feel like they accelerate quick. They're very lightweight. When I, the only time I get to really test this out, because I don't have any corners here in South Florida, when I come to a stoplight and then re-accelerate with the group again, they accelerate up to speed very fast. So I am very impressed with these wheels. And if you're considering getting a wheel set, when you pick up this front wheel with a tire and tube in there, it feels just super light. I mean, it's insane. Again, I wish they make a deeper dish wheel, but if you're anywhere in the middle of the country or anywhere in the hills, this might be a perfect wheel for you. So if you guys are thinking about the Elite 50Ds, give them a chance, because they are very nice wheels. And obviously the aesthetics of these things look badass. I was trying to think of what they look like to me. They remind me of the campy Bora WTO wheels. The graphic of these things, man. I mean, look at that. Look at the carbon fiber on there. They still have one of the nicest hubs or nicest rims, and plus the machined titanium gray hub on there. I'm a sucker for different aesthetics, so I like it a lot. Other than that, bike's great. Got my GC Performance decal on there. Let me know what you guys think about that. Slap that bad boy on there right away. Only running one water bottle cage here in South Florida is a mistake, but again, I like aesthetics and I'm a big fan of it. Get some nice, beautiful sunshine of that. Ceramic speed bottom bracket has been running good. The Favero pedals are amazing. I have not had any issues with these things at all. I barely charge them. As soon as I start up the bike, they come on right away. There's been nothing downfall to these things. Again, if you guys are interested in these pedals, I think I have a link down below. No discount codes. They're just a really good product. They have one of the lowest failure rates for any kind of power meter platforms out there on the market, and at an affordable price. These are the Favero Asimoa dual power meter pedals. $760 retail. They work with Look cleats. I didn't even change my cleats out. $760 for a dual-sided power meter, which is really nice. So I am gonna sucker up though and get another water bottle cage, because I'm sucking wind on some of the rides. It's like 90 degrees by like 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. Ceramic speed bottom bracket is a must for me. I do actually like that a lot. And then as you guys can see, I did change my seat post on here. I went to a 0 offset seat post because why not, right? No, I'm just kidding. I always rode a 0 offset seat post on my Venge Vise. I prefer it just to be a little bit closer. I like the feeling of me being more over the cranks as well for more power. I think, and also, again, like I said, I'm an aesthetics guy. I like different aesthetics. I think it gives a bike a more aggressive, a meaner look for sure. But a lot of the pros you'll see running it, I think even Cavendish runs on his bike. But it just puts you, for me, it puts me more over the cranks. I feel like I can drive more power down. I haven't rode it yet on this bike, but on my Venge Vise, I absolutely preferred it as soon as I got it. And even the situation, another situation you use it for, you could keep your stock stem. Let's say you have a stock stem on here. It's like, hey, I just feel like I want to be a little more closer to the bike, and you have your seat rails pushed all the way forward. You can get a 0 degree seat post on here, and it'll actually push you more forward to give you a little bit more closer to the handlebars to put you in a different position as well. Talk with your local fitter if you want to do that or not. But for me, I always recommend that for the 0 offset seat post. I just think it performs a little bit better for me, in my personal opinion. And then the Nova to Ride OSPW. I'll give you guys a little bit of update on that. As you guys know, I've had them for a while. They've been a partner of the channel for a long time. They sent me this out. I actually installed the bike with the stock cage with the stock chain. So as you guys can see, the chain is super short for this. I work at a bike shop. There's a 12-speed chain shortage. There's no way in hell I'm gonna take a chain away from there. So right now I'm just running the stock chain that I put on there. I know that I can't go into those top gears, so I just have to mentally know that. So I'm not shifting up there because the cage will be super long. I'm running a 5236 with a 1130 cassette, I believe, on here. Yeah, 1130 cassette in the back. And no issues at all. But the Nova to Ride OSPW with the ceramic seat bottom bracket, you guys know. I mean, I cover this stuff on the channel all the time. I'm a big sucker for ceramic stuff. If you have the excess money to spend on it, I think it works. Mentally, for me, it works. I feel like at top end speeds, there's less resistance for me to go ahead and keep on pedaling. It's your money, do whatever you want with it. I don't have a gun to your head, and I'm not going to tell you guys what to do for it either. But if you guys are looking for a little bit more of an advantage, if you guys bought everything you can, and you guys are still figuring out what you want to do to your bike to make it work better, take a look at the parts, the wear and tear items, the bottom brackets, the OSPWs, the bearings in your pulleys. That stuff really does work. Even if it's not ceramic speed, look at Hambini, look at Kogel, look at Seabear. These things are, you got to think, that's your main source where your power is going to. And if there's friction in there and you're working against your bottom bracket, you're not going to have a good time, okay? But yeah, that is my I know it's a lot of talking, but that was my take on this bike. I'm having an absolute blast riding again. I found a newfound passion again for riding. It's been a while with the kids. My son's finally 2, so I get some free time again. My wife's on summer break from school, so I'm able to, she's a teacher, I'm able to get a little bit of riding as well. It's just been enjoyable. The bike has been performing phenomenally. I'm gonna hopefully get on some rides. Maybe once these bikes come out, like the Madone, I get to actually see them, I might be able to get my hands on them, but this bike has been amazing and the wheels have been amazing. I do have the WINSPACE, the new WINSPACE coming out. I talked to Joe, he's sending me out a pair of the WINSPACE, the D67s. So it's a 60 millimeter front, 67 rear. I can't wait to try those things on. And I also do have a pair of Vittoria Corsa tires coming in with the black sidewalls and an actual 700 by 23 because of the fact that I want to try the black lookout and everyone's been crazy about the Vittoria Corsa tires. But yeah, that's my bike. That's my feelings on it. You guys have any questions at all, leave a comment down below. You guys know I look at all the comments, answer all the comments in the comment section. Let me help you out with your bike. And if you guys have any questions or fit questions or whatever you want to do, let me know, all right? Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you guys next video.